but very inclusive of society. And his foundation is very, in itself, a manifestation of itself. There are venture capital, there are scholarship programs he's offering. The man is not only a typical businessman, he's living the vision, he's into the education, he is empowering the society. So I think Nigeria and Africa is blessed to have someone like Dr. Stephen Akintayo. So I would like to welcome our chairman, sir. Please give him a standing ovation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please have your seat. It's good to see all of you this evening. I think this is the largest of our GVest dinner we've done. The last time we had a more smaller gathering, but this time around we decided to combine it with people of the media. If you are from one media house or the other, can we see your hands up? You know, okay, so we have a lot of bloggers and print media, and we just wanted to, I got to hear recently that as much as we're very much online, a lot of people still don't know what we do, and maybe because sometimes I get shocked when people still say they don't know what we do, because there's so much we do. There's a lot that we put together, but we felt we want to do more media engagement so that people of the media can see what we're doing, can project what we're doing. We're hoping to have in the next 2 weeks a road show. What's it called? Is it a road tour? Okay, so we're gonna get vehicle and people of the media will tour some of our estates. They will go to some resorts. It's just gonna be for fun, you know, but just some road experience for people of the media, and then in the process, they also see a lot of what we're doing. As we have some seats in front, so if some people want to sit, I mean, do we have some? Yeah. We have space in front. So if some people want to come this way, please let them come. So we feel that we could do more engagement with people of the press. For us, it's also important to engage, because in recent time, we've seen people who sponsor media campaigns, and unfortunately, those who pick up such news do not ask questions, right? Tony Falade happened to be my media aide, and she's available for everyone. I think before if somebody brings a news, you should be able to vet it. Are we together now? Before you then go ahead and publish it on your blog. The fact that the person is paying you ahead, they pay for these things, does not mean, because the consequences of publishing something that you didn't verify, okay, can land you in big trouble financially, right, criminally, than what anybody is paying you. And you can't say, oh, we're just a small organization. It's something we take seriously. And one of our legal firms is Falano and Falano Chambers, and they begin to take these things seriously, right? I'm sure some media houses were written, they carry some news. I'm sure we got Falano's letter. And before this thing goes out of hand and people start saying they're using power to arrest us, you know, but you can't just publish something that has not been verified, right? If somebody brings a news to you, you want to hear the other party's side of the story. I saw something on one particular newspaper, and they're telling me the guy got an award. But I don't even understand how you gave such a guy an award. Who allows something to be published on his blog that was just one-sided? A gentleman came to you and said, oh, I introduced them to buying a land, right? And he showed you evidence that he introduced them to buy a land. And he claimed that they were to pay him 75 million as his commission for introducing GTEX to buy a land. What were you supposed to ask as a smart journalist? Can anybody help me out? Eh? Where is the contract? It's not proof of document now. Where was the contract where GTEX signed and you signed that 75 million was going to be paid to you? Am I making sense at all? The argument is not that whether you actually brought the land. Because if you check the article, you see that it showed evidence that there was interaction with him and our lawyer, right? Please, can we put our phones on silence? There was evidence that he had interaction. But you want to say, can we see where you both agreed? It's not just where you said, I want 75 million. Did you people agree that you were going to be paid 75 million? That's one question. The most annoying part is you then put my picture as if me and you had interaction. I've never met you. We never do business. As you can see, I'm no longer running day-to-day activity of the business. We now have a group CEO. We have CEOs for each subsidiaries. And then you put my own picture bold. Right? So, I mean, we need to be reasonable in this country. I told somebody, I said, one of the things I've noticed in Nigeria, the rich want to bully you, the poor want to use media to blackmail the rich, and it has become a culture of who can bully the most. It's high time we start giving ourselves brain so that we don't create an atmosphere that is just not, because sometimes it now becomes addictive as well. Do you agree with me? Because after a while, you start clamoring on, picking up people who do that. At some point, you won't even know when things you shouldn't even do that on. It has just become a culture. And you build a system. And that's why it looks as if Nigeria is an oppressive society. But we all don't know that we are contributing to that process. I don't know that this makes sense at all. So those of you who are men and women of the press, I want to appeal to you. It's important that before I don't have problem carrying any news. Just make sure there is facts to it. And if one person brings a news to you, try to ask the other. Tommy doesn't work with me full time. She works with a newspaper company, right? But I've known her over years. I said, okay, you'll be handling, at least you're also a press woman. You are their type, right? And they can come to you. It's not about anything. You can both talk and say, this is what I got. This is what I want to do. You can talk to her. But to carry, and she's very much available, but to carry stuff that you haven't heard the other version and you don't have any proof that guarantees that this was what happened. A gentleman went to pay media to carry a news that he got a court order to stop our operation. In fact, I call it, I just got court order to stop criminal operation of GTEX in Abuja. And some people carried it. Some, is Naira Land here? I hope they are here. Naira Land must put a structure before a news flies on your blog. You vet it. You can't just let things go up. Now, I don't care what you write about me. Honestly, personally, I don't care. Right? It's your opinion and you're entitled to it. But when it becomes an organization that is in Dubai, that is in US, you see the problem now. Because sometimes, I think was it Forbes MD that was telling me that a lot of time they work with several business people from Africa. They will just be calling them from head office. This thing just was carried about this person we are featured. What do we do? Do we do a disclaimer? You say, if we should come in Nigeria, we drag ourselves. That please don't take it like something that your Forbes need to do a disclaimer about it. When you investigate now, this person may even be innocent of what they've carried all over the news. So they get surprised that, but in America, you can't just do that. Fox, as powerful as Fox is, Fox, Rudolph Madoff, they just sued them and they paid, is it 700 million?
Is it $700 million? Over just writing that a particular voting software that happened the last election, that, oh, there was abnormally in the entire Trump and Biden election. These guys went to sue them, and in fact, the chairman had to resign. He recently resigned. Over $700 million. So let's wake up and stop putting things out there that we do not. I said I'm a bit embarrassed that some people who are like media agency, you think that this one's okay, they are supposed to be. You can show something, High Court versus, all he showed was that he submitted a case, so and that's all. But because it shows court, then they carried it. Abba. Read the thing, read the content. Be sure that, okay, this thing makes sense for us to carry. I hope this makes sense at all. But tonight, we want to celebrate our investors who have a position to be able to expand our business, who trust us. But not just that, they've also put us in a position to invest and sponsor and support other small entrepreneurs. So I'm going to start my own speech by inviting some people who have been privileged to get our grants. And I just want them to tell us their business and what they've been able to do with some of the grants they got from us. And later on, we also want to listen to our investors. If you're an investor with us and you invested and we paid you your returns, can you tell us? Because in Nigeria, when people do right, we keep quiet, right? When something is shaky, we shout to the rooftop, right? So this is a night where we want you to tell us. If we are doing well, let's hear it, so that we're encouraged to what? To do more. I hope this makes sense at all. Once again, welcome everybody. Please clap for yourself for coming, and thank you for coming. So the first person I want to invite, she started a business where she was using Ankara to do bags. And I think 2 years ago, she got 1 million as a grant to take her business to the next level. Please, apparel, Doyen Apparel, come on. Please clap for her. Very young lady. She started the business when she was in the university. And so let's listen to her, because we want to also hear, and we'll be doing this time to time. It's not just getting grants. What did you do with the grants, right? So that we're encouraged to support more businesses. How are you?
Thankful to God for being here today. And I'm also grateful to God for this desire and not taking for granted. Okay. So really the grant will actually start with so many opportunities. One of the reasons why I'm here this evening, I count it a great privilege. And at the time the grant won the grant, we only had the one sewing machine, and that was the manual sewing machine. And if you're a fashion designer, you know that the manual sewing machine is not that. And if I probably belong in the grant, I'm not sure I would have brought that in fashion design. But currently, after seeing the grant, we were able to get out like 5 sewing machines, including the latest sewing machine. And currently, we are using the album to 10 sewing machines, having different cultures. And not just to be able to train competent students, and also we're going to enjoy people to know.
How many staff you work for? 5.
Thank you very much. So I believe this grant has really taken us to a greater height, and we are not going from zero. We are not there yet, but I believe that very soon we'll be able to accommodate more. And we also have a plan of setting a platform to teach people for free. Maybe they will have to pay for application for it. And I do not believe that if I didn't get the grants, we'll be able to stay here, because we're able to get our machines. That's how employing people to work for us, and that's how we train people to. So this is one thing I'm sure people for, and I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Please let's clap for her one more time. I really want to encourage us to help us push what we're doing, particularly with the grant. And sometimes people don't know why it's important to push it. Our goal, we just got registered in the US. And our goal is hopefully we can get more funding. At the moment, GTEX Real Estate is the sole sponsors of these grants. But we're hoping that we can gradually, you can clap if you want to clap. Right. But we're hoping that we can get more companies, particularly in the US, because you know, in the US, when you donate, they write it off in your tax, right? So we're hoping we can attract, but of course, people have to know what we're doing for companies to say, okay, let's give you more money so you can support, you know, these people that you're supporting. It's also important to know that for us, grants makes more sense than all these nonsense politicians do. If I see you on the road and I give you 50,000 naira, how many of you know that I might have even messed up your life? Because first of all, I have given you a subconscious mindset that that's how God will be doing it. God will just be bringing people that will be dashing you money for doing nothing. And that 50,000 naira is likely to just go into eating food and you will need it in another week. But when we support your business, that's why I was asking her, how many employees do you have? You now can take it. I mean, 2 years ago, she got 1 million. She didn't need to come back again and say, can you give me something again? So for me, I'm more interested in opportunities where we teach you how to fish. We teach you, you know, we're able to help you to stand on your 2 feet. I don't want you to be, I mean, I'm not God, I'm man. And I'm not a politician who need people to be worshiping me. Right? And people are always around you, Rankashidede, help your boy, support us. I don't believe in that nonsense. Help people to stand on their 2 feet. Does this make sense at all? And even be in the position to help other people. You can hear us say, because I got this, now I'm able to even teach other people to start a similar business. Do you have a sample of your work so that they can say how beautiful? I wish you have, because a lot of these people would love to patronize you. This meeting should also be to help promote what you do. But if you have a documentary, we'll put it on my social media. You have pictures. Oh yeah, what's your social media handle? Spell it. DOYE_apparel, because we have a lot of media people here. And we want, like I said, we'll try and do this meeting regularly because we also want it to be a free, you know, adverts in a way for what you do. I hope this makes sense. Okay. So Doyen Apparel. Doyen underscore is on Instagram. We need to, if we want to end on it, we need to seed. Do we agree? The more companies, the more we can unemploy. Does this make sense at all? From just come. I'm not sure I can see everyone right now. Come. Anyway. Okay. What we can do is, if after I had the next person, so if you've gotten grant from the Stephen Actel Foundation, please just come outside. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Jason Sarawani. And earlier this year, we got a grant up to the tune of $5,000 for students and agricultural and So I was going to say a round of applause for them, but she done that. Thank you so much. So it was at the point of our scale, and we know that we didn't want to go to the next level, and it was right about the time we were able to win those funds. It was the rigorous process, was thank God that we selected. And this $5,000 grant was able to help us, get our own working shop in other parts of Lagos. That was what we wanted to do. Help us to mass produce our products, to recruit small staff. Let
them go for. Let them go for.
Both 100,000 full-time staff. So we're able to run that. So we're not particularly that we are each now schools. So I didn't mention that we're into regional schools, processing, packaging, and distribution of regional schools like Narich, and post files. So this grant really helps us to scale. And you know the greatest part of it was that because we are able to do some of those things with the money we got for our entire foundation, it added more value to the company. And people are now rushing to us to invest with us. So we had some acres of land, like let's say 3 acres in a bed, we're able to start a plantation and able to. We planted a thousand of plantain for 2.5 acres. If you need to get the grass, who is here? We started online. We also we started our working show. We started our marketing and all that. We planted plantation because we are starting for producing products, for people who are diabetic or anything, so that they will have alternative for their soul food. So I'm really happy because a lot of people are coming in and say now we had additional 2 acres of land. GVest one with some water. Just because we are able to add value to ourselves, we are the form of God posted our entire foundation. This is a great one, and I really want to appreciate the team and especially to see. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Come on, let's clap for her one more time. So your handle is, what's your handle? YT Foods on Instagram.
Facebook YT Foods, on Instagram YT Foods with X. X.
Okay. YT Food across Facebook and Instagram. So
YTFoods.ng.
www.ytfoods.com. YT.ng. www.ytfoods.ng on the website. Okay. Thank you for that. So we'll take 2 more and we'll continue.
Good day, everyone. My name is Brian Richard. Also blessed to be one of the ex-staffs of the right. It has been a beautiful moment, a honor to actually. I would say working with the student was like going to a school. It wasn't just be working on the inside, it really gets events. I was privileged to be in front of 500,000 staff. The leader was not supposed to be for staff, but he extended it for staff, and I was privileged to be the leader of 500,000. That time I had a lot of issues, especially with Samsung. That needed that for me. I was able to test my tools and create the work. The grants is just one of the millions of things I got from this. We talked about this foundation, right? I think I would say all the staff members are members of that class for free. I know people are paying a lot of amounts to be part of that, but working closely with Dr. Stephen is like benefiting directly from that class. I've learned a lot of things about life, about businesses, how to handle money. Every day we have a system where before we start the day, we have lectures. A live lecture of Dr. Stephen. I know what it means to train Dr. Stephen. It's time, right? He goes time to train us. Right now, I'm privileged to have 2 little events that I'm doing. Basically, I implement everything. I implement everything out there for me. I also teach, I have a small academy where I teach design and a lot of creative things. It's basically replicating what I have learned from the city. Also, recently, we all were privileged to attend the academy for free. We were like, we're able to find giving. I look back and look that I don't know company I worked in these companies before there's no company actually gave me that privilege to learn. I would say I took more out of tech than I gave the company. So I want to be right, because the human have to be part of the tech family. I would say either an investor, either the staff, anyhow, we are going to be connected to some just as a privilege. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Brian since left us, I think a year ago or 2 years ago. So now he does his own thing, and we're happy about the progress he's making. Can we celebrate him one more time? Yes.
Hi everyone. My name is Malcolm S. Stevens, and I was privileged to get a grant from the proceeding at Ontario and the SA Foundation of 500,000 naira, and I was able to scale my business. I went to plasma television like LCD TVs like this and LED TVs, but it's to scale down there, and because of the grant I got from the proceeding, I actually part of the grants. I wasn't able to, do the business properly, and after the grant, I was able to scale the vascular level, which I'm happy about. Now, start to see like that. The heavy collaborating. Yeah, so because of that, I was able to scale my business to a very good level, and I'm also looking forward to get investors if you want to invest with us, and if you are invested with us and you not regret. So we're also able to invest, and we teach and educate people how to manage electronics in the house, how to guide children, also manage with electronics, and how to provide some safety in the house. So that's what I gotta say. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, please let me clap all of them one more time. I think these were the ones who were able to today, and we're happy to have. It's important also to know that next year we've decided to expand our grant program to beyond Nigerians. So we're now working to give Africans, all over Africa, to support their businesses. There's a whole process to it now. You go through the website, www.stevacteafoundation.org. Call me. You don't need to talk to me on social media. You don't need to know anybody, right? Just go to the website. You can ask some don't parallel, I don't know her from anywhere, right? She went through the process. She won YTK Foods. I got $5,000. We don't know her from anywhere through the grant. And we were just this year, I think, gave 15. We have 15 winners. Yeah. So this year was when we increased the price to $5,000. I'm giving 15 people $5,000 for their business. But just go to the website, www.stevacteafoundation, and you follow the process. Again, it's not something you need to come to anybody for. Let me say this. I hate it when people beg me for money. I hate it. It brings back a very bad memory, right? It reminds me of when I was poor and my mother used to take me to a neighbor to beg for money. So I don't like it. What I believe is institutional giving. Together, what do we call it? And how many of you know that's the highest form of giving? Who knows that? Giving where you don't know those you are giving to. Right? Muslims will also tell you that even in Islam, across all family members, it's good. It has blessing. But when you give to people you don't know, right? Is the highest form of giving. Am I making sense to turn out? The best organizational giving, they get it. They don't need to know you. They don't need to come and beg you. They don't need to come and patronize you. They don't come and thank you, right? They have gotten it and they've moved on, right? If you call for dinner like this, those who come with them, those who refuse to come and they got the grant, no problem. I'm happy to have a media briefing like this because, like I said, a lot of times I've spoken to people and they say, if people know what your company is doing, right, you will not attract a lot of the goodwill that is supposed to come with it. And you will not also encourage other entrepreneurs to what? To do the same. I hope this makes sense at all. Because we all need to, the disparity between the rich and poor is too wide in Africa. It's too wide. We need to raise the middle class. And the only way that will happen is for us to start doing more institutional giving, particularly in the direction of SMEs, business, more jobs can be created and we can have a better society. I hope this was started 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
3 years ago. Okay, so we realized that, we didn't want to take money from the commercial banks because, the whole process is too cumbersome. And we also felt if most Nigerians, I hope most of you know you are robbed by your bank. I hope you know. You have 5 million in your bank. They are not giving any returns on it. Right? And guess what? That money you are seeing, that 5 million, is just is digital. You are the real money, the bank has loaned it to somebody. Right? And guess what? Your bank is collecting 26% ROI. And you are there. So we felt people being able to partner with us, are we together now? Will be able to get something rather than getting nothing on the money sitting there. You partner with us, you are able to get 14%, 16%, 20%, depending on the amount you are investing. And that money, you can use it to do more things and take care of yourself. And that's more than what you get in fixed deposit, right? And we started 3 years ago. And you'll be glad to know 3 years after, we've not defaulted once. Are you happy to know that? So we prioritize the return to all our investors as having 2 people crash. We did not crash because we are not MMM. We're not doing Ponzi, right? Somebody say we'll give you 40% after the year. We are in Nigeria. What we've done was to keep giving a ton investment. And that's why we've not defaulted. So it's not your typical bogus amount, but it's a realistic amount. I'm sure how many of you have this? I hope you have this flyer. Do we all have? If you don't have, you can raise your hand so they can put ones in your hand. Please, if you don't have this flyer, kindly raise your hand. They'll give you one. So you can always scan the QR code and you can download the app. You don't need to talk to anybody to invest with GVest. You download the QR code, and then you pick whichever investment package you want. There's dollar option, there's pounds option, there is Naira option, right? So if you want to invest Naira and get Naira returns, if you want to invest dollar and get dollar returns, pounds and pounds returns. You will be glad to know, like I said, we just acquired 40-acre property in Katy, Houston, Texas, USA. And by the grace of God, we want to build over 200 houses
on that property. And it is, if we're done with it, will be the largest green and smart home development estates in America. I hope you're happy to know that. Okay? And we believe it will be a very good story to tell of a company that started in Nigeria 15 years ago with 1,000 naira and is now building properties not just in Nigeria, but also in the United States. And we have better opportunity to scale faster in the US than in Nigeria. I hope you know that one. Okay, because there is access to liquidity, to fund, right? So most real estate projects you want to do in the US, you just need to have 30% of the money. You get 70%, right? Whether it's for development, whether it's for buying land. And so we are believing God that in the next 5 years, we will be controlling assets worth at least $5 billion in terms of real estate in the US alone. I thought to put it. For that to happen, we all need to support what we're doing. Like I said, if it's unfortunate that in this part of the world, when you do bad, everybody gather, right? And begin to shout. We know it. We're happy he has fallen. We knew he will fail. I hope you know that's witchcraft. I just hope we know that. I hope we just know that that's witchcraft. When you begin to derive joy in that people fail, that's called witchcraft, right? That's what it is. It's witchcraft. Rather, we need to build a culture of being joyful that people are succeeding, of praying that people succeed, of wishing that people succeed. I hope this makes sense at all. Personally, for me, that's one of my biggest secrets in life. I have always moved around wishing everybody, and that's why I have come far. I have my reservation about how other people are running their business, but you never see me publicly. Of course, privately, I'm entitled to my opinion, but you never see me publicly pull down another man's business. It will never happen, right? Because for me, the benefit of that, we're all trying to build our business. We're all struggling to try to grow our business. Many of us barely sleep 5 hours every day, right? Because there's so much to do, so much to do. Now, to now, after pulling another man's business down, it just doesn't make sense. I tell people that it's at the bottom that you have traffic. Have you ever seen traffic here? Right? We all can fly. We all can succeed at the top. Right? It is at the bottom that you get crowded. We all can make it. And your success is not the reason why I failed. Your failure is not the reason why I succeeded. Every man to himself is how your determines your what? Your output. Your willingness to put in what until one day like the Nigerian clothes spoke for somebody 8 p.m. out of Nigeria. And then like that. So is it to now wake up and say it's such a person want to put his business down? It's such a person God making sense. So much that goes into that. People somewhere to bring them down. You are in a corner, right?
all our investors, right? Whether they bought house, whether they bought land, any clap for them. Without them, we will not exist, Abi. Without them, we won't be able to pay salaries. Without them, we have one of our contractors here, used to bring Caterpillar to most of our projects in Bejleki. He did the job. He will charge us plenty money, charge us plenty money, always in our office. But without good clients, we will not be able to pay even contractors. So we want to thank everybody. We have a lot of people watching us virtually because a lot of our clients are all over the world. And so I thank you. We know some couldn't make it, but wherever you are in the world, thank you for doing business with us. And thank you for standing by us. We'd like to hear from some of you, in best way we served you and better ways we can serve you. Any of our customers that want to give us a speech tonight? Anyone? Can we see your hands up? Okay, Ikena, do you have any? You are not our customer. You're not collecting our money now. Yeah? Okay, so we'll start with you and then we'll take her. Ikena, who are our customer? Matter. Yeah, let's hear from, because we're all the ones taking our money.
So I'm very glad to be here. I don't have much to say. Just to thank God for my life, I'm God for Mr. Steven. I'm here to let everyone understand that it makes my joy. Today, us together with one of my leaders for Abuja. I'm very glad that today I started working with Space. I'm only CEO and state chairman of Caterpillar Industry. But today I can boast that I'm having more than 30 companies for. Because I learned only about the goal of short money and the experience. But after that, I'm a landlord today. I'm also an investor. I'm also CEO. So I have a product of chocolate custard. I learned from also chocolate custard in Nigeria and coconut custard, and also maybe the next time I'll bring my products because I learned a lot from the certificate. So I used to call it my hero. So because I learned a lot, we deal with people with sophisticated minds. Even when you're having issue at the site, we'll call engineer, let's work together. Do this. Are you getting me? So he's a wonderful man. So I don't want to say much. I can say I'm happy today that I'm here and I want to be here with you. Thank you so much, Mr. Sidi.
Thank you. Please let us be together. Yes.
Good evening, everybody. It's nice to be here today. Actually, I got to know about Steven Akitayo on Facebook 2019, precisely during the lockdown. I started following one-on-one meetings on LinkedIn. And in 2021, the offer came. I think I told some of my friends in the office. They asked me why they want to take that risk. I say, to be successful in life, you need to take some risk. And calculated risk. I've gone to his profile and I trust him. So I promise with I'm here to tell you I want to do twice I've gotten my relationship. Would like to get into in the same year, there's no breaking news. Few months after that, I think I called a contact there that I was talking to, and I told him that they would send you that. But it's not. I just wanted to keep it for me. When it's up to me, it's not something. And I don't need to use it again. I just want to do something and I pay. Steven Akitayo is a good company. we could trust, rely on. I've never gone to their office for everything I did was through the WhatsApp, online, throughout. I've never been to any other office. Yeah. So I can, but if they are not looking into their investment plan, please do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Well, funny enough, I'm meeting her for the first time as well. I mean, we have, I had a very funny experience. I done my book signing in Baltimore, and one of the participants offered to drop me off at the airport because I was going to, I think, Atlanta. Where the car when he said, "Oh, last week I bought one car from your company." I said, I show, you know, and I've always had that experience that it's even customer who say, "I'm an investor in your company," because, you know, we've been able to build, and I thank God for that. We've been able to build a good reputation that people just invest with our company without seeing anyone, with just from phone call. Most of our customers have never been to our office, and we've done our best also not to disappoint them. Of course, we're not perfect. You can't have thousands of customers and you have one or two who are not happy for one thing or the other. But what we have always done is to do our best to serve well and to do our best to make sure, you know, we provide quality service to the best of our ability. I think one of the challenges we've had are customers who bought land and wake up and say, "I want my money back." And sometimes it's difficult to explain that, look, we're not a bank. We didn't keep that money. When you pay us that, we didn't keep it somewhere waiting for the day you will say you want it back, right? The money had either gone to pay for the land itself or to develop land. I hope this makes sense. In most cases, you see that we love to use the word, they've scammed me. And I think nowadays we need to always ask questions. What do you mean by they scammed you? What really transpired, right? But for us is all I can do is keep praying for our clients that God will continue to provide for you, that you not have an emergency that will make you to want to, you know, end an investment that you've done just because you needed money urgently, right? Because real estate is the right investment. Imagine you bought a land and the value is growing, and because you need money urgently, you want to literally sell it for a ridiculous amount. But we don't have such a problem, right? But we want to thank every single person who has invested and who's still investing. And we promise you that we'll continue to do our best to offer superior services, world-class, world standard. I think 4 months ago, our new group CEO, I stepped down as the group CEO and to become the chairman of the company and to have somebody with more experience. He's had 28 years experience as an investment banker. And we needed that because we're at a phase where liquidity is more of a challenge. We know the product, we know how to deliver, right? But we're now expanding so much that we need institutional funds. Am I making sense at all?
you give us money, and at the end of the day, you are chasing the entire company. No, release money for a project, and the money goes directly towards the project. And so he is very experienced in that. And if you want to interview him for the media people, please do. He's going to be here till March, talking to various institutions, and and it comes with a lot of corporate governance that we're improving on as well. I'm gradually trying to separate my person from the company. Yes, I have over 2 million followers, so I'll continue to use my fame to market and help the company sell. But there's a difference between Stephen Akintayo and GTEx Holdings. I hope this makes sense at all. Two different people. Stephen Akintayo is an author, is a world-class speaker, is a TV host, radio host. So many things he does, right? And next year, it's likely to become we're going to movies. We have 2 movie scripts now. So there's so much to Stephen Akintayo, aside GTEx and housing and all of that. So 2 different people, and we are constantly going to be engaging the media to understand that we now have 7 CEOs who run day-to-day activities for our businesses. Once again, thank you for coming. I hope we can start it. Thank you.
Thank you for the therefore, apply the second power from which is dinner. So before the dinner, there is a good news, right? Which is the offer for the day. So even as told you, we do investment from minimum of 20 million naira. But because of this dinner today, the board has and have approved a minimum of 2 million naira. So we have minimum of 2 million
Let's go and do interview.
Yeah, press. I'm giving them for you. I will be going for the dinner. Please start from the German table. We'll be coming for the dinner. DJ, can I have please from the chairman table coming from here for
to do interview, I need you to be there. So let somebody else
from the
replace.
table. DJ, please stop music. It's time for interactions. Line there. DJ, please down. Thank you, please. Let's start from the German table. Please let the person start from the chairman's table, please. From the chairman's table. Mr. DJ, please make the hall lively. DJ, please make the hall lively, please. DJ, please make the hall lively. Let the person start from the chairman's table. Well, why not go that side? Go that. Do that. From the chairman's table.
That's true. No, they are doing interview after interview, so it's not. They're doing interview, but let there be something playing on the background. They're doing interview. This is the next table. I'll see you. The next table. The next table, I'll see you. Yes. Have we given everybody? See you. I'll see you next. Okay. So that's table 2. The next table will be table 3. Hold on. After table 2, table 3. No, let them come. Just say that.
We don't necessarily have to give to the chairman.
Well, reserve and put. Okay. Please, let's make it. Okay. Table 3. Table 3, please. Table 3. Table 3. Collect and swallow about the Can I check windows? Please, let's be fast about it. Table 4 is waiting. Please, let's be fast about it. Table 2, you are still there. Please, let's be fast about it. Let's be fast about it. Table 4 is waiting. Okay, table 4. Table 4. Please, table 4.